Okay, today we are looking for Bowl of Fire. This is North Shore Road in the Lake Mead National Recreation Area. And let's see. We are just south of, I believe that's North Shore Summit up there. That's about mile 20. And I think we're between mile 18 and mile 19. And we're looking at a little turnout here and a curious little trailhead that leads down around this ridge. Take a left on the other side of the ridge, and I believe that's going to lead us to the Bowl of Fire area. Not sure. I know there's another parking area down at mile 16 that looks like it would lead to the Bowl of Fire. We'll just see. This looks like it's even closer, but it could be famous last words here. So anyway, 360-degree view, North Shore Road, and you're looking toward Lake Mead on the other side of these mountains here. Then you're looking south, and if you continued on, you'd hit that mile 16, which is Calville Road North. And there's a parking area, and that looks like another potential approach for the Bowl of Fire. And then we look in this direction, and we're looking toward the Muddy Mountains. Now, this area here looks very curious. Like Bowl of Fire 2? Who knows? Anyway, we'll know a lot more at the end of today than we know right now. I know nothing except that I'm at a parking area just before mile 19 on North Shore Road. And there's a little cairn here and a trail that looks like it's leading somewhere that could be the Bowl of Fire. So let's go ahead and see where this leads. Here we go. You can see this little trail, unmarked trail. It's actually a pretty nice trail. And we're looking down along the trail and all the way back to where the beast is parked. Right down in this parking area on North Shore Road. So here you go. Nice little unmarked trail, and definitely looks like it's leading toward a Bowl of Fire like formation here. And then further on up, there's more of that Aztec rock Bowl of Fire type formation. You find a lot of that in Valley of Fire State Park. It comes from the Jurassic period. Sand dunes that were frozen. The reason that they're red is that they iron leached up through the sand, and that accounts for the red color. And then they were frozen over time, and now they're red rock, just like in Red Rock Park, as a matter of fact. And Jurassic Age, age of the dinosaurs. So dinosaurs walked on those when they were sand dunes. Okay, let's continue on here. We know we're going into an area with a lot of those dunes, and another thing that we're looking for is an opening above the Bowl of Fire. And you know, maybe that's not the true Bowl of Fire down there. We don't know. We'll find out. Maybe it's this over here. Anyway, we're going to find out where it is. And we're going to look for an opening above a little bit, northwest of the Bowl of Fire, that will lead us to Anniversary Narrows. So that would be a real home run if we could hit both those. But no promises for now. Let's just explore down here and get used to this area. Here we go. And by the way, let's go ahead and get a 360-degree view. So there's that first Bowl of Fire candidate. And there's the second. And maybe there's even more. There is what I believe is North Shore Summit. Nice little trail that leads to a great viewpoint. And then here are some mountains. Boy, I'd like to get on top of those because I have a feeling that'd be an awesome view of Lake Mead. And then going down North Shore Road in this direction, south, is Black Mesa. You can see a page for Black Mesa on LasVegasAreaTrails.com, and you can look across the lake from the summit of Black Mesa and see Fortification Hill. There's another page on LasVegasAreaTrails.com that shows the summit of Fortification Hill looking back towards Black Mesa. So there you have it. Lots of places to discover out here. And we're going to find them all. Here we go. Just come around this bend here. And what I want to show you is that there are a few little rocks, notice, lining this little trail and telling us that at this point we're going to cross the wash. So you just got to watch for little signs like that that show where the trail turns. Because, you know, as you look around, if you're not watching carefully, you might end up going up the wash, going in a wrong direction and not catching the trail. So we go through the wash, and here the trail resumes. So just wanted to show that little sign point, and here we go. And by the way, another way to keep on track is to know that I'm imagining that we're heading toward this red rock area here. So that's another landmark, and we know that we've got these hills around us, and we also see a pretty large landmark up here, and we know that that's on the far side of North Shore Road. And there's North Shore Road. You can see a vehicle down there. So it's always good when you're in an unfamiliar spot to look at some of the large landmarks, because, you know, it looks like a very wide open area here. And yes, it is. No, I could never get lost. But you'd be amazed how you're walking around in a wide open area here, you head down the wrong wash, and pretty soon you have no idea where you are if you haven't been watching the landmarks around you. And so just kind of keep your eyes open, and when you're in an unfamiliar spot, look backwards a lot. You know, here's the forward direction. Turn around a lot and look backwards, because that's how you're going to get back eventually. And that's what things are going to look like when you're heading back. And, you know, if you're never looking back, then all of this is going to look new when you turn around. And you may not know one wash from another, one ridge from another. So just be looking around and do a lot of 360-degree views when you're traveling in unfamiliar land, even if it's wide open. That's where a lot of people get lost. And if it's hot in the summer, you could run out of water if you didn't have enough, or you got lost and get into real trouble, because temperatures in the summer here can get up to around 120 degrees. And imagine running out of water at 120 degrees and being lost. You don't want to do that. That would kind of ruin your day. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're crossing a wash now. And as you look at the wash, it's always good to kind of be aware of tracks. And so you can see that, curiously, there are a lot of tracks right here, and looks almost like mountain bike tracks there. Some other tracks to be aware of are your own footprints. Have you ever stopped to look at your own footprints? And so here we go. These are my footprints. And if I'm going across the open desert, I want to be aware of these footprints because if I were to get lost and I was wondering, how did I get here? What path did I take? Just watch for your footprints. Okay, we see that across this wash there's an area of, that a lot of people have walked. Normally it's not as obvious as this. Sometimes it's very faint, especially if there's been water running through this. Oh wow, there's even some tire tracks. So lots of interesting stuff going on in this area. And who knows, maybe this is a direction to head up toward that other red rock area up here. So yeah, maybe we'll come back here and then head up this wash. By the way, I know I'm meandering a lot, but look at this greenish hill. The green color there is copper. So lots of minerals up here in this area. And this is one of the reasons the Muddy Mountains are up here. There's some mines in this area, and one of the mines has blocked off the traditional entrance point for Anniversary Narrows, which is an amazing slot canyon. And so a lot of people have stopped going to Anniversary Narrows. I'm going to find an entrance to Anniversary Narrows, which should be up over these mountains, and right on the other side of these mountains, this ridge up here, that should be Anniversary Narrows. But can you get up the ridge? Who knows? We're going to find out. And maybe the entrance would be up in that area. So we're just going to spend a few exploration days here until we find the ideal unblocked entrance to Anniversary Narrows. For now, we're going to be looking toward Bowl of Fire and just seeing what that area looks like. So let's continue on. Okay, we've hit a large wash, and it looks like we go down this area into the wash. Not sure where we come out the other side, so we'll have to watch very carefully. This is one of those situations where you really got to watch the rocks and the patterns on the ground, because that's where you're going to see where this emerges. But we know that on the other side of the wash there is a candidate for Bowl of Fire, and we'll take a look and see if we can get over that ridge. Another option is to backtrack a little bit. And there was another wash a little earlier, and it looked like it was the connection for Calville Road North. And and it led to the second candidate for bowl of fire, which is up in this direction over these hills. And so we want to explore both, and it looked like that other bowl of fire candidate might have had an easy ridge to summit, and that could be a candidate for anniversary narrows. We'll see. We're just going to explore everywhere. But another thing to look at is just be aware around you of any sign that's going to be helpful. And notice that somebody has created a little cairn here, and you can probably see that from the other side of the wash, which will let you know where this trail resumes. And of course, yeah, there's my footprints. So that lets you know where this resumes, and I know I need to go around that ridge in the foreground, around the left side, and then head over to North Shore Road. And then also another landmark is this hill, which I believe is North Shore Summit. If it's not, it's super close to there. And then this pretty predominant mountain feature there. So I'm sure it's got a name. We'll discover that at some point. But let's head down into this wash now and just see if we can get our bearings and find a trail that is going to lead us across and continue over to the red rocks over here. Otherwise, we're just going to it may actually be up this wash. It looks like when we look at the wash, it continues up, and then there's a branch that heads over to the red rocks. So who knows? We'll find out. Here we go. Aha, another cairn right in front of us. And the thing here is that as I got down into this wash, it looked like, yeah, I could continue up the wash, but perhaps what I needed to do is stay here, and then it goes down to the base, but it may continue on up the wash anyway. Who knows? Let's just find out. There's that cairn, and I just descended into the very base of the wash. And as I look here, it looks like there is more of a main trail up in that direction. You can see right up in there. And so now there's also, this is rabbit trail country. That's where you have a lot of break-off trails. You can see that there's also a kind of a trail that goes up this ridge. But what I'm going to do, and you can see the copper right here, really nice copper rock. You know, I'm gonna head up this wash here. It looks like if there's a main trail, that's what it would look like. So let's go up this way. We can always come back and, you know, at the copper rocks, we can either head up or we can head back. And another thing about this is that, normally I would head up, but I got a good look at the surroundings. When you're in a wash, you can't see anything. So I usually like to travel high, but I'm gonna take this more traveled route and see where it leads for now. Here we go. Okay, another sign to look for is the color of the sand in the wash. Obviously this is red, and where would the red come from? It would come from red rock. Where's the red rock? It's up in this direction where we want to be. So the wash may actually lead us to the place we want to be. The only thing about washes is that you're going to have deeper sand. You'll be slogging along a little more and climbing over little rocks, navigating that, boulders, and so I don't prefer washes for that reason. But I'm curious about this one. It seems to be leading right where we want to go. So let's continue on. Another little interesting note about wash navigation. There are a lot of footprints down at the base of the wash, but very often you'll notice that there's a little trail just above the base of the wash that isn't so rocky. And we noticed that in Petroglyph Canyon, where that was actually the ancient Native American trail, and it was a little bit above the base of the wash, and that's where we saw all the petroglyphs that we passed by the first time and didn't see. And so yeah, watch for a little trail when you're in a wash like this. Watch for a little trail that's just above the wash. It's either going to be on the right or the left, and that'll be easier going according to modern and ancient travelers. And so that's what we're taking, and we can still see some of our landmarks behind us. Okay, let's continue on up this wash here. Looks like we're heading straight for the first candidate for Bowl of Fire. Here we go. Okay, we are continuing up this wash, and we're closing in on our first Bowl of Fire candidate right ahead. So we're going to explore this a little bit, but note how the wash is actually, well, it appears to be heading up, or a branch heading up in this direction. If you look carefully, you can begin to see just the tip of the second Bowl of Fire candidate up there. And you know, maybe that's the one. Who knows? We don't know, but we're gonna find out. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Right in the center there is that second candidate. And it seems like there's a lot of red rock or red sand in this wash that may be coming from that area up above, or it could be coming from this area that we are in. So let's just explore everything. The trail has reemerged. That's another one of my navigation secrets here, strategies, is that if you continue on where you think a trail should be, a trail often appears there. It'll disappear but then reappear. And now as I'm up in this area, I'm seeing a number of things. One is, here's this first Bowl of Fire candidate. So we'll explore around here, but up ahead is the second Bowl of Fire candidate, and they're pretty much connected. So I just think I'm going to christen this whole area the Bowl of Fire, and I'm sure it's been named that already by someone else, but I think this is officially the spot. So as we look around now, all sorts of places to climb and to explore, but one thing that we want to be aware of is as we go down this canyon, look down to, you know, how are we going to get back? Well, you see a little ridge on the right, just beyond this ridge that's on the left, out further. The way we came here is we circled around the left end of that ridge, and then, you know, headed over to the North Shore road. And so, again, it's always good to turn around a lot and to make sure that things aren't going to look strange when you turn around and try to find your way back. Okay, so let's head on up here, and I think the name of the game here is just explore a whole lot. Look around and enjoy yourself. I don't know that there are any official Bowl of Fire trails. I think you just get to the area and you wander around. But if I do find something that looks like the official trail that takes you around a loop or something, we'll point that out. Okay, here we go. Right up in this area, following this, which is the closest we've got to a trail. Okay, we're definitely in the middle of the Jurassic Aztec red frozen sand dunes. Beautiful area. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any main trails here, so I think we just continue to wander around and see what emerges. And then there's our point of reference, the pointy mountain across from North Shore Road. And then here's the wash area we came down to get to, or headed up to get to this spot. And remember, what we're doing is we're looking for an area, you know, a pathway over the hills here that will lead up to the top of the Muddy Mountains and then across to Anniversary Narrows. We may not find it today. Maybe we'll just explore Bowl of Fire today and come back and look for Anniversary Narrows. We don't know. Okay, continuing on up the canyon. We've that what looked like a trail has led into the canyon area we were in originally. And I just want to see what's around this corner and to the left. It looks like you can go to the left or the right and see a whole lot of this beautiful red Aztec rock and all these formations. That's the neat thing about these formations here, is that the wind and the water can more easily wear them down in hundreds, thousands of amazing designs. And so you just look at the wonderful designs here. Everyone is unique and never to be repeated anywhere on the planet, maybe in the universe, who knows. But you just want to look around you when you're in a place like this. And it looks like we've got something that looks like the beehive formations and the layered formations in Valley of Fire Park. So you see everything, that all the kinds of formations, but never exactly the same. And the cool thing about this is that it really helps the brain to be in an area where there are no straight lines. Think of your office, think of your home, the rooms of your home. Lots of straight lines. You're looking at a television, you're looking into a box. Well, in a place like this, the eyes and the brain are so fascinated and stretched by all the amazing formations. And I think that's one of the things that that just gives you peace when you're in the wilderness. It's just totally takes your brain to a new place that you haven't seen for a long time if you haven't been out in a place like this. A place with no straight lines. Everywhere you look, new designs, amazing, unique designs. And it's got to create patterns in your brain that just really stretch you. So anyway, come out to a place like this. Come out to the wilderness more often and just look at what that does to your brain, your emotions, your frame of mind. A lot of it has to do with everything so unique and challenging to the brain. It's trying to figure it out, and you can't. It's like looking at a starry night, looking up in the sky, and the further you look when you're in a really dark area away from the city and you can see stars, and the further you look, the more stars appear. It really stretches your imagination. You got to come out to a place like this. Okay. Another thing you can do is, look at the large picture around you, but then also just take a look at some of the perspectives that you really got to get on your hands and knees to see. Look at this. Wow. See how that opens up? This makes some awesome pictures. Okay, I'm going to call this next one Light at the End of the Tunnel. For anyone who's had a near-death experience, maybe you recognize this spot. There you are. There's the tunnel, and there's the light. Bend in the wash here, and look at these beautiful frozen sand dune formations from the Jurassic period. Sometimes I look at these and I picture Tyrannosaurus or Velociraptor and their prey wandering around on these sand dunes when they were not frozen. Yeah, just look at all the unique designs in these rocks. It boggles the brain. Human ingenuity could not figure this out in a million years and repeat this. Okay, let's continue. Wow, more views. I am just intoxicated with all this. Amazing, unique, one-of-a-kind surroundings. Continuing to work our way through the bowl of fire, and I guess I'm right in the middle of the bowl. Second Saturday in January 2021. I moved here from Connecticut about 6 years ago, and if I were in Connecticut right now, I'd probably be bundled up in 16-degree temperature. On the other hand, I'm overheating with a t-shirt and shorts. So very different climate out here. By the way, if you want to see more areas like this, go to LasVegasAreaTrails.com. Look on the Valley of Fire section, the Red Rock Park section, and the Calico Basin section. And there's a lot more of this. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, a couple candidates for Anniversary Narrows approach. One is right through this area. You see how you can get to the top of the this ridge in the Muddy Mountains on the other side of the canyon, the Red Canyon. And you could traverse the top of this ridge. Anniversary Narrows is on the other side of this ridge. There is another place that you can access potentially Anniversary Narrows. We're going to check it out before the end of the month here, at least. I just wanted to do another 360-degree view of the bowl right now. Then I'll show you that second access point, potential access point. Yeah, here we are in the bowl. I can see why they call it a bowl of fire. Okay, so as you look up this canyon, it almost looks like there's a more gradual ascent up the Muddy Mountains. Now the thing about, let's say that you get to the top of the ridge and you're looking for Anniversary Narrows. Realize that it's a slot canyon. So it's going to be a fairly narrow opening, maybe, I don't know, 50 feet, 100 feet wide. That seems like a lot, but you're going to be walking along and all of a sudden things are going to drop off and you'll be looking straight down. It could be, I don't know, 300, 500 feet down to the bottom. So another thing we're going to be looking for is an entrance to Anniversary Narrows. Once we get to the top and we begin to explore around these mountains in the background, beyond the red rocks, we get up those ridges and start exploring around. We may find Anniversary Narrows, which should be on the other side of those ridges, but the problem is, after we find the narrows, we need to find a place to descend into the narrows. So this is going to be a few weeks of exploration, but hopefully we'll have a great entrance to Anniversary Narrows before the end of February. We've got about 6 weeks to play around here, and what this will do is enable people to bypass the traditional blocked off entrance to Anniversary Narrows. So no promises, but stay tuned on LasVegasAreaTrails.com. Look at the Anniversary Narrows page, look at the Bowl of Fire page, and we're right in, one of those two pages is hopefully going to have a route into Anniversary Narrows. Okay, I don't know how often the Bowl of Fire is so unoccupied. I'm the only person in the entire Bowl of Fire at this point, which is pretty cool. Very peaceful and beautiful here. Imagine how each of these rocks has an entire history of formation. You could spend years trying to decipher where they were originally, how they fell to the location where they are today, and the forces that just formed these huge chunks of rock and put them where they are at this point. Oh, one other quick note is that not only is this whole area and everything you see is entirely unique, but as the day continues on and the sun changes its angle, everything looks different. So it not only is unique at every point in the day, but it changes throughout the day. I even hear a bit of an echo. So not only is light changing, but sound also is affected in here. Okay, continuing on up to this curious, what looks like a potential approach to the Muddy Mountain Ridge. Okay, we're closing in on the northern area of the Bowl of Fire. We'll do another 360. There's the channel we came through to get up here. Here at the very northern end of these Aztec red rock formations, let's do another 360 degree view, and then we'll take a look at a potential route up the Muddy Mountains and over to the Anniversary Narrows area. We won't be doing it today. Today was mainly to explore the Bowl of Fire, which is truly amazing. And you can see in the background Muddy Mountains, but what I want to show you is there's an avalanche slope, and you can see where you could angle your way up that slope all the way potentially to the summit. And according to maps, if I were standing on this summit area or close to it, I could almost look down, maybe a little bit to my left. I look down the other side and see the trailhead for Anniversary Narrows. Now, we don't know. It seems like it should be there. And it looks like you can get up there. So we will return here and we'll make an attempt to discover the Anniversary Narrows slot canyon, which is pretty amazing. And it's one thing to discover the top of the slot canyon. It's another thing to discover a way to angle down into the slot canyon. So, so we've got some challenges ahead. But for today, our main adventure is this magnificent Bowl of Fire. recreation area. Stay tuned to LasVegasAreaTrails.com, and I already have an Anniversary Narrows page with not much on it. I'm in touch with the Bureau of Land Management, and we'll see if we can find a southern route that is that will take us right to the trailhead without getting into private property of the mining company. If not, then guess what? It's over the top of the Muddy Mountains and searching for a way down. And I can tell you, if the other side of the high point up there has as many drop-offs as this side does, it's not going to be an easy task. Okay. I just can't get over this. Back at North Shore Road. We just need to go around the left edge of this ridge here, straight ahead in the foreground. But what I wanted to do is take a picture of this, where it looks like we've got a road here. I didn't film this on the way up, but I would almost suspect from the direction this is headed down that it might actually come out at mile 16, where there is the North Calville Road entrance, and I'm just thinking this might be that road, because there weren't many other roads that connected with North Shore. So if you had continued on up, you would have ended up continuing in this direction. And I think we found a better approach to the Bowl of Fire, which is, of course, we're just coming back from it, is right there. And it's by way of this really nice little trail that starts at that pullout on North Shore Road, where we started. Rather than going down to mile 16 and connecting with the, reaching the Bowl of Fire from that direction. But just wanted to make a note of this road, which I think is North Calville Road. And as I'm looking at the surface, remembering my mountain bike rides, it looks like this could get a little deep. Headed uphill on a mountain bike, unless you got one of those really wide tire bikes. So I'm not sure I'd recommend this for mountain bikes. Well, it's a lot easier just to park where I parked on North Shore Road and head on over to the Bowl of Fire right ahead there. I would estimate that it's 2 miles or less each way. So it's definitely not a tough run or hike. It's very easy, and you've got this really nice trail the whole way. So anyway, I'll nail down the exact location of that pullout and document it on the LasVegasAreaTrails.com page for Bowl of Fire. Okay, let's continue on. Back at the Beast. I saw there's a lot of cars parked here, and what I'm thinking is I didn't see anyone heading toward Bowl of Fire. So I'm imagining that they're heading in the opposite direction, which is up in this direction. So this will be a future adventure, going up here and seeing why everyone parks at this spot and heads up in that direction. So that pretty much concludes our adventure for today on North Shore Road, from North Shore to the Bowl of Fire, which incidentally is actually to the left of this red area that you see straight ahead. At least it begins there. Very nice trail from this location. About mile 18, but I'll nail it down a little better and put the answer in the LasVegasAreaTrails.com page for Bowl of Fire. Okay.